big changes taking place will be the welfare reform in April 2013.
We are visiting many of our estates, trying to talk to people individually about whether or not the changes may affect them.
It's affecting our residents because they may have less of an income, they may have more rent to pay.
Under-occupation has been dubbed the bedroom tax, and it's basically where if you're in a property that is too big for your needs, that you will be receiving less housing benefit than you were previously. From April 2013, you will lose some of your housing benefit if you're assessed to be having more bedrooms than you need, and some children will be expected to share a bedroom. Under the new rules, you're assessed to need one bedroom for each of the following: an adult couple, married or unmarried, any other adult over the age of 16, in certain circumstances where you have two children under the age of 16 of the same sex, they will be expected to share a bedroom. If you have two children under the age of 10 of different sex, they will also still be expected to share a bedroom. Any other child would be expected to have their own bedroom. And finally, if you have a carer staying in your property, then they will also be deemed to be requiring another bedroom. People of pensionable age will not be affected by the under-occupation or bedroom tax.
So for example, if you are in a position where your children have left home and you have one extra bedroom, you will find that your housing benefit will decrease by 14%. Or you may be in a situation where you have two or more extra bedrooms, your housing benefit will go down by 25%.
It's important to note that the decrease will be worked out on your total basic rent, not your housing benefit payment. So some people receive full housing benefit on their basic rent, some people receive a portion of that. So for example, if you're under-occupying by one bedroom and your total basic rent is £100 and you receive £100 in housing benefit, your housing benefit will decrease by 14%, which obviously would be £14, and you would therefore receive £86 in housing benefit. If, for example, your total basic rent is £100 and you only receive £50 in housing benefit, again, the calculation would still be worked out on the total basic rent, which would then go down by 14%, and you actually would then receive £36 in housing benefit. Based on a basic rent of £100, if you're under-occupying by one bedroom, you would lose £14 a week, which is quite a lot, but over the course of a year, that actually is over £700 you would lose in housing benefit. And if you're under-occupying by two or more bedrooms, that would equate to £1,300 a year you would lose in housing benefits. If you are aware that you're going to be affected by these housing benefit changes and under-occupying, then there are some options that are available to you. So you can stay in the property, there's no forcing anyone out of their homes, and you can actually just pay the shortfall in the rent.
If you cannot pay the difference, you can take in a lodger.
If you are considering to take in a lodger, please get in touch with us, because there could be implications that we would like to discuss.
You can downsize, and there are incentives available for you.
You can consider a mutual exchange scheme, which is basically where you would swap with another council property.
I think if you're under-occupying, you really need to consider not only how this affects you financially, but also consider those families that are desperate to move into larger properties. You'll be helping so many people.
I used to live in a 3-bedroom house with both of my children and my husband. My daughter has now moved, and so we decided we didn't need that size of property and got in touch with our local council and asked for a fresh start. You know, there's other families out there that need the property that I had. I think everybody should look to themselves, and if you're in a property that really is too big for what you need, just think about moving on. You know, it'd be better for you in the long run. As you get older, it'd be easier to maintain a smaller property. Bills will be smaller.
The benefit cap is going to come into effect from April 2013, and it's basically going to affect the amount you can actually receive in benefits.
The maximum cap will be £350 per week for single people without children, £500 per week for single people with children, and £500 per week for couples with or without children.
Some people will be exempt from the benefit cap if you're of pensionable age, if you're a war widow or widower, if a member of your household is in receipt of working tax credits, or if a member of your household gets disability living allowance, constant attendance allowance, or personal independence payments.
The government wants to ensure that no one earns more through their benefits than the average weekly wage. It's a fairer system. It gives people an incentive to go out and work rather than receiving benefits. Universal credit is being introduced in 2013 by the government to simplify the benefit system.
Universal credit will replace means-tested benefit.
So at the moment, if for example tenants or residents are receiving multiple benefits, that will actually be all merged into one lump payment into one bank account.
Any new claims will start on universal credit from 2013, and it is hoped that everyone will be on universal credit by 2017.
I think one of the most important changes for a lot of our residents will be that it actually will be paid into a bank account. There will be no other form of payment, so it's really important that if at the moment you don't have a bank account, you open up a bank account.
If you have any questions or queries, you do need to speak to your housing officer to help you set up a bank account.
We don't want tenants to be put in a situation where they cannot afford to pay their rent, so we are doing all our best to help the tenants.
The welfare reform changes will be taking place in 2013. If this is going to affect you, then please contact your local housing officer. We are there to support you and advise you.